The moment I found out, my whole world collapsed. It wasn't just my wife's betrayal. It was the fact that three of my children knew. They had known for years and never said a word. When I got the DNA results, I realized why. They weren't mine. I had built my life around my family. I worked overtime, took on extra projects, and sacrificed vacations so that my wife and our four kids could have the best life possible. College funds, a comfortable home, everything they needed. I provided it all. But it turns out I was providing for someone else's children. It started when I overheard my youngest, Jake, arguing with his older siblings. He was 19, still naive enough to think fairness mattered in a family filled with liars. "Dad deserves to know," he had yelled. "You think this secret is going to stay buried forever?" I stepped into the room, and they all froze. My daughter Emily, 24, my twin sons, Nathan and Ryan, 22, they looked guilty as hell. Jake, on the other hand, looked relieved. "Know what?" I asked. Their faces said it all before anyone spoke. Something was being hidden from me, and I wasn't going to let it slide. Over the next few days, I started digging. My wife, Linda, had always been good at keeping secrets, but not good enough. Suspicious credit card charges, late-night outings she blamed on book club meetings, and a second phone hidden in her car. It all pointed to one thing: infidelity. The DNA test was the final blow. Out of the four children I had raised, only Jake was biologically mine. The rage that filled me was beyond anything I had ever felt. I wasn't just a betrayed husband. I was a man who had been used, lied to, and made a fool of in his own home. Worse, three of my children, the ones I had loved, cared for, and raised as my own, had known the truth and kept it from me. I wasted no time. I erased them from my will, cutting them off from every benefit they thought they were entitled to. The house, mine. The cars, mine. Their tuition and savings, no longer their safety net. I sent them an eviction notice the very next day. If they wanted to continue being a part of the lie their mother created, they could do it somewhere else. Jake, though, he stayed. He had been the only one brave enough to stand against them, the only one who had valued the truth. He was the only one who was truly my son. Linda begged, pleaded, cried. She said it wasn't their fault, that they had only kept the secret because they didn't want to hurt me. But the damage was done. They had made their choice, and now they had to live with the consequences. The day they moved out was the day I finally felt free. I had lost my wife, lost the children I thought were mine, but I had gained something more valuable: clarity. And with Jake by my side, I knew I still had a future worth fighting for. In the months that followed, my ex-wife spiraled. She tried to take me to court for financial support, but the judge laughed her out of the room when I presented the DNA results. Her affair partners were long gone, unwilling to claim responsibility for the mess she had created. Emily, Nathan, and Ryan tried to contact me a few times, but my trust was shattered beyond repair. I had been their father for more than 2 decades, yet they had chosen their mother's lies over the truth. I had nothing left to give them. Jake and I moved forward. I helped him transfer to a better college, one that wouldn't be tainted by the mess his mother had left behind. We spent more time together, taking road trips, hiking, and rebuilding our lives. He proved to me time and time again that blood is what makes a family, loyalty is. One day, years later, I got an email from Nathan. A long, rambling apology, filled with regret. He told me that he and his siblings had cut off their mother after realizing how much damage she had done, that they had been afraid, manipulated, and too weak to stand up to her. I read it, but I didn't respond. Some wounds never fully heal, and some betrayals can't be undone. Jake and I thrived. And for the first time in my life, I was truly happy, free from the lies, the betrayals, and the people who never truly valued me.